Hello there, everybody. I am Senator Chuvi, and today I am here to talk about a couple topics in the world of Toontown. If you don't know what Toontown is, then you probably shouldn't be watching this video. It's basically a shutdown Disney game. At the time it was shut down, it ran for 10 years, and I think I'm getting that wrong. No, it ran for 10 years, from 2003 to 2013. It shut down around August, and then people remade it. So the footage you should be seeing is a couple factory runs. I think the first factory run, one of the factory runs is going to be me with a couple random tunes. That was, in my opinion, one of the worst factory runs I've ever completed. And one that I did with my dad last night. And we did basically with just me and him because we couldn't wait on people. And we went through the side entrance on the one with my dad and the front entrance on the one with random people. Other than that, let's go ahead and start. Also, I am not reading off of a script right now. That's why you hear me stutter every once in a while. And basically, wait a little bit between words. Next time, I'll try to get a script up and ready. But also, one more thing, the reason this video took so long, because if you don't know, my channel background says new videos every week. It's almost been a week since my live stream, which I technically count as a video. I shouldn't have, but I did. So this video has taken a while to make, just because it's took a while for me to get factory runs. I haven't really had any good factory runs lately, and I just settled with the two that you should be seeing. I was planning on doing a couple building runs, but buildings only take 11 minutes, well, at least a 4-story. I did record one 4-story cash bot building, but that, like I said, it was only 11 minutes around that, and that's not enough footage. I want to make sure I have plenty of footage for me to talk over. So hopefully next time I'll get some building footage. But back to the topic at hand, I want to talk about training in buildings. Now, Coach G, which if you don't know who Coach G is, I recommend going and looking up Coach G. And if you can't find anything related to Toontown, just type in Toontown Coach G. He is where I pretty much learned how to play the game decently. I still don't know the best of strategies, but I do know basics. And I would recommend watching his videos. He teaches a lot. And if you are new to Toontown, I really recommend watching his videos. Now, he thinks it's you shouldn't train in buildings. My opinion on this is he's kind of right. Training in buildings, it gives you extra XP, if you don't know, per floor. And actually, the skill points, I should say, you get for using a level 6 throw on the 5th story during an invasion, which is very easy to get to the 5th story if it's like a flunky invasion, short range invasion, or something like that, is around 36. And that's a lot, especially with level 3 of those. Like, I mean, hell, level 5s on the 5th story during an invasion gives you 30 each. So I mean, if you can hit all 7 of those, that's a lot of skill points to be used. It can help. My strategy when I first got Tune Up was to go to the 5th story of a building and pretty much unlure a cog with me and a friend, and we just sat there taking hits, tuning up each other until we either ran out of tune up or the cog kept hitting the other person that it shouldn't be hitting, the person that you didn't want to hit. So that's how we train tune-up, and my tune-up's at level 3 right now, which is not very hard to get to. We didn't train it much, but we trained enough to get to lipstick, and that was my only goal, to get to the lipstick, because at the point of the game I was at, lipstick did a lot of tune-up. But that's how I train tune-up in a building. If it's something like drop a sound, there was a person that I went to a building with that, not even doing an invasion, but was obviously training sound, that we took a lot of hits from because he was even sounding one cog, and we didn't want to sound just one cog. Because most of us, if you are at if you choose sound first and just don't train it, or if you choose sound afterwards when he gives you the second opportunity to choose sound or tune up, you're probably not having mini sound on you at one time. My sound, I never trained it. I chose sound officer, which is a big mistake I still regret doing. But my sound is only a level 4, and I've had it, and like I said, that was my first choice. Right now I'm a 63 laugher, and I'm training for trap right now, and that should be my last gag choice, so that shows how much I'm not using sound. But it's just a level up to level 5, which is Elephant Trunk, and I can't wait to get that. That's like 200 away. But training in buildings, it has to be a certain type of gag. Now, I don't think training in buildings is bad if you do it properly. If you're with random tunes, then you have to be careful to not show that you are training, or ask them if you can't save your higher gags. They give you more experience tool with a higher floors to use, and they say okay, then go ahead. But I wouldn't recommend not taking an opportunity to kill a cog if you can, just because you don't want to waste a high gag that will give you tons of skill points later on. Like I said, with drop can be a pain to train just because it misses a lot. I missed Barnacle Bessie, which if you don't know what Barnacle Bessie is, it's a SOS drop that does 170 to all cogs. And I missed one of them in the VP, and that killed us pretty much. So drop can be difficult to train in buildings. Probably the easiest thing to train in the buildings is tune up. Because if people don't have lure, or if lure misses, which at least in Toontown we've ridden, it tends to do a lot. I've missed around 4 big magnets in a row just for a friend to use a small magnet and hit it. So that can be an annoying thing in Toontown we've ridden. But training tune-up is probably the easiest, just because of the strategy that I mentioned earlier. And I recommend, if you're trying to train a gag, do it in a building with one friend with you or 2 friends with you, just so they know ahead of time that you are training in said building. Trap can be easy to train, but the difficult thing about trap is, and this is why I hate trap, even though I chose it, I've still got choosing it even though I haven't got it yet, is if it doesn't kill the cog, that's a hit someone is taking, unless you dodge the attack from said cog. If you wouldn't have trapped, then that cog could have been lured, and you could have killed it next round. Especially if it's level 12, you better make sure you're killing that cog if it's anything above level 9, or you will endanger your team of losing a lot of laugh. So trap can be easy to train if you have someone training lure and understanding that you are training trap. Especially if you have high laugh. I recommend choosing, if you're going with trap, I recommend choosing it last. I think they give you the opportunity to go with trap twice. If you don't take trap or drop, they're going to ask you it in the butt if you want to train for trap. And I think once you reach Sonic Docks, they ask you for if you want to train for either lure or trap. So I recommend, if you're going to train or get trap, get it last. Make an attempt that you have high laugh if you are going to get trap, because I recommend training trap a ton. When you're not doing anything, or when you're bored, train your trap. You need to make sure that you can kill the cog that you're attacking with trap. If everyone else is attacking that cog, and it's guaranteed to kill even if the cog was unlured, go ahead and trap. I would say go ahead and trap, but you still have the chance of the people attacking the cog to miss. And if you miss, that's another hit you could be taking. But training trap cannot be the most difficult thing in the world. Like I said, you need someone with lure understanding that you are training trap, and you also need to have a lot of laugh, especially if you want to train trap like a lot. especially in its early stages. If it's in its early stages and you're trying to train with it, make sure you have a lot of laugh, because you are probably going to end up taking a couple hits from a couple high-level cogs. Sound can be easy to train, especially with the factory runs. If you go with sound off start, you would probably have a good sound by the burr, at least level 5 or above. Mine's not, because I didn't use sound at all. I was preferably trying to train lure by the time I got lure. So I kind of didn't use sound at all. Now I'm leaning towards using sound, but I regret it because I missed out on training sound a lot in the factories. That's the main place where you want to train sound. You don't get as much as in buildings, but I'm probably going to rename this video to training in general. But that's the main place where you're going to end up training your sound, is in the factory, because lots of people, if you see short sound, that means they're going the shortest way possible and sounding everything they see. And if it works out properly, you should never get hit in the factory, and you should only take one round to kill every single cog. Which, I mean, that's best case scenario. If you have two people with foghorn, and if you have two people with foghorn, then you can probably pull off that strategy. If you have two more people with at least elephant trunk, or hell, even at least aruga. So that's, the fact is, the main place you train your sound. With fur and squat, that's pretty much that trains itself, because you are using fur and squat a lot. My throw is actually fixing to be 2 levels ahead of my squat, and my throw right now is like, I think 3,000 or 4,000 ahead of my squat in skill points. So that's how much I don't use squat, but it's at 5 heads right now, and I'm happy with my squat is right now to just calm down and not use it. What I recommend, if you are not training squat a lot, then at least it should train itself. It's like a lure. Lure you can't really train unless you have someone with trap. I don't know how to train lure properly, so I wouldn't recommend taking my advice. All I do with my lure is just let it be, and it will train itself. My lure is at the $10 bill right now. I'm in the burr. I may be behind on that, and I don't know yet. I haven't looked at many like Let's Plays or videos where people do have lure by the burr. And go with lure off start, like as soon as they can get it. But so I pretty much let my lure train itself. How I told you how to train tune-up sound. I'm trying to train to my best ability now. It's been very, very, very difficult, because it can't be treated like tune-up, or it can't be treated like throw, where if you go into a building, just don't use your strong throw until the later of the story. So I've been taking every chance I can get to sound, but it's been difficult, like I said, with the factory runs, to find people who've been wanting the sound, and I can't do short sound at the moment because I'm afraid once I get in there I would have too weak of sound, and we would end up getting hit a lot because we haven't been able to kill the cogs. I know the format, it takes at least 2 foghorns, I think. Don't take my word on that, but I'm going to make sure to check that. So I have been having trouble training sound. If you're trying to train drop, I've only went with drop once, and I barely used drop at all. With my other tune, which is a small green mouse named CJ, which I don't have any footage of. If I did, I would probably play the footage like right now, but I don't have any footage of him at all. So I'm probably going to end up doing a Let's Play on him, of Toontown, or sooner or later, just because I told myself I would start focusing on other tunes a little more than I am right now. Once I get maxed to around 70 laugh and max at least 2 gags, get 2 gags to level 7. Also, I wanted to get to at least Mingla on my Cellbot suit. I'm currently a telemarketer, so I have a long way to go. But if you are trying to train drop, that can be difficult because drop has a tendency to miss a lot. Of course, one of the best things to do, in my opinion, to train with drop, I don't know if this works or not, but I think tunes always hit is an SOS card. There's like 3 different tunes always hit SOS cards, and I think if you get that, and I have a friend who has it. I think train drop like that. I don't know. I have never used drop. I've never tried to train drop in my life, so that can be difficult. Like I said, with training something like throw or squat, if they can pretty much train themselves if you just don't focus on them. If you try to train other gags, foreign squads would sooner or later get themselves to level 7 by at least down Dreamland, or you should be at a level 7 gag, I think at the bar. I kind of got lucky because early on I helped a lot of people. Even at my low level, I tend to help a lot of people, so I never actually I got to train my throw and my squad more than I should be at the bar. Like I said, I don't know because I haven't really been training at all. So that's I think that's pretty much it when it comes to training, or the only tips I can give on training. But make sure, like I said, don't take my word on training, and I think sooner or later they should get to the point where you would like them. Also, the audio is currently at 16 minutes and I think 20 seconds. That's at least audio because I'm talking over the video. I just have a program called Audacity that I'm talking into right now. Again, want to apologize. I have no script, so that means I stuttered a lot, said a lot in there. I noticed that, and I tend not to. I try not to do that. See, I even do it on accident, but I'm really sorry. I'm going to probably end my audio here and enjoy the rest of the factory. I think the actual factory's done. I'm just sitting around by this point. But I will post the other factory run somewhere else. I'll commentate over that, talk about different things. Other than that, thank you for watching, and bye.